I've heard so many people say the sneaker scene is stale or even dying out recently. Sneaker channels have been saying their views are at an all-time low, and people seem unsure with where things are headed, so I thought we'd talk about it. If you like this video at any point, please feel free to drop it a like, and now that's all out the way, let's get into the video. So firstly, are sneakers dying out? No. Sneakers will always have a place in fashion. I just think we're going through a bit of a transitional period at the moment. We've had the same sneakers dominating the sneaker scene for such a long time now, that now things are changing. People don't know what to expect next, or how to feel about it. Some people might feel sad that it feels like the end of an era, and others might be excited for the change. But whenever there's a major shift in fashion, there's always a period where things feel a little bit uncertain, and I think that's all that's happening here. Also, it's winter right now here in the UK, so people are wearing sneakers a lot less right now. So pair this with what I just said, and you can see why people might think the sneaker scene is a bit stale at the moment, or even dead. But it's not dead. I think there's just been a shift into slimmer sneakers in recent years, and we're just at the beginning of a new trend cycle. Of course, the Adidas Samba was at the forefront of this shift, but what other sneakers can we expect to see this year? Well, to help me answer that, I'm going to go through the most common suggestions that I got from you guys and give you my thoughts on them. So the first sneaker that kept getting mentioned was the Adidas Gazelle, and this doesn't surprise me at all. The Gazelle and the Gazelle Indoor were extremely popular in 2023, but they were overshadowed by the Adidas Samba. But I do think that's going to change in 2024, and I can see people going more for the Gazelles and even the Handball Spezials over the Samba this year. I still think we're going to see the Sambas a lot, but they've had their time in the spotlight, and I think people are ready for a change. As I mentioned, it's still early days in this current trend cycle, and I don't think people are going to want to stray too far from the shoe that started it all off, so I think the Gazelle is an obvious choice. And will the Gazelle be the sneaker of 2024? I think it's got a chance, but we've got some other really strong contenders on this list. So another sneaker that people kept on mentioning was the Onitska Tiger Mexico 66. And just like the Gazelles, these sneakers have had their moments in recent years, but I don't think they're done yet. The yellow pair were really popular last year, and I still think they're going to be popular this year, but I think this year we're going to see some more colorways come into play. I think the more simple colorways, like the white colorways for example, are going to be really popular this summer. And yeah, I have to agree with you on this one. I think it's going to be a popular shoe. These shoes definitely give off a similar feel to the Samba, but they're a bit more removed than the Gazelle, for example, which a lot of people are going to like. And the next shoe, a lot of you mentioned, and it's the Converse Chuck 70. Now, Chucks are really popular no matter what the trends are doing, but I can see where you're coming from with this one. I've been seeing them and hearing about them a lot more than normal recently. As I've already talked about in other videos, I do think we're going to see a lot more slimmer fits this year and more grungy looks as well. And what better sneaker to wear with those kinds of styles than the Converse Chuck 70? So this one makes a lot of sense. If you didn't know already, then the Converse Chuck 70 in the black colorway is my favorite sneaker of all time, and it has been for the past 6 or 7 years. For me, these sneakers have become part of my personal style, so as long as my style doesn't change, then I'm going to be living in these no matter what the trends are doing. I've also been seeing the CDG Converse a lot recently, but surely it's too early for those to make a massive comeback. What do you think? The next one that came up a lot was Vans. No shoe in particular, a lot of people just said Vans as a brand. And I think after the whole old school era on Instagram back in, I think it was like 2016, I think a lot of people needed a break from them, but has that break been long enough? Maybe, but like Converse, we see Vans all the time anyway, but they have been quieter amongst the fashion community and the sneaker community in recent years. Personally, I don't think we're quite at that point where we're going to have old schools dominating our Instagram feeds again, but I might be wrong. Either way, I do think they're going to have a moment again in the not so distant future, but 2024? I'm not so sure. The next brand I kept seeing a lot was Asics, and I think people are on about their gel models. Asics have been getting more and more popular over the years, and I do have to agree with you on this one. I think we're going to see a lot of them in 2024. I don't think they're going to get to Adidas Samba levels, but I think they're going to be a very popular shoe. A lot of you also mentioned Hoka, On, Saucony and the Nike Vomero. So it seems like a lot of people are expecting to see the more casual running style shoe this year. Now, I do think the running style shoe has already trended, but unlike other trends where they trend and then fade away, I think the running style shoe is here to stay. People love to be comfortable in their sneakers. Running style shoes are very comfortable, so people are going to wear them. In my opinion, New Balance were the brand that really kick-started this trend with the help of Aimé Leon Dore, and they were everywhere over the past few years. And I do think we'll see plenty of New Balance sneakers this year, but I think people who like this style are looking for a bit of a change and for other options. And this is where your brands like your Asics, your Hokas, your Ons, and your Sauconys are going to come into play. Also, another brand that a lot of people mentioned is the Adidas Stan Smith. We can't forget about those because the Stan fans out there will hunt me down with their pitchforks if I don't talk about them. But like Converse and Vans, Stans are another really classic shoe that we're going to see a lot of no matter what the trends are doing. But do I think they're going to be trending this year and popping off more than normal? No, I don't. I think we'll see them as much as we saw them last year and the year before that, but as a trend, I don't think so. With trends, they usually have a slow build up and you start to notice it happening, and I haven't noticed that with these sneakers. So will people wear them this year? Yes, 100%. A lot of people, like they always do. But will they be selling more than normal? Not in my opinion. I also wanted to add in a prediction that no one else mentioned, which I was quite shocked by, but it's Puma, or Puma to a lot of you out there. A lot of people think it's funny the way I say Puma, but that's how we say it in the UK, so it is what it is. Anyway, the brand has a lot of simple sneakers like the Adidas Samba, and I think they've been ready to pop off for a while now. Also, the whole racing trend seems to be very popular right now, and Puma or Puma do their Sparko sneakers, so it makes sense that we'll see a lot of people wear those with this style. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot more people wearing Puma recently and talking about them, so I think they might have a big year this year. Let me know what I missed, and let me know which sneaker you're backing most this year. If you like this one, please do drop it a like, don't forget to hit subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. See you later!